Let's practice with false positive, false negatives. So we have a pregnancy test here. It's 99% accurate. Suppose 120 women used this and 82 confirmed that they were definitely pregnant. So when we fill these out, we always start with the total. And if you had 120 and 82 tested positive, then the rest tested negative, so we subtract and we would get 38. Okay, now think about this. If you're pregnant, you would expect to test positive. So that's where the 99% accuracy rate comes in. So 99% of 82 is 81.18. And if you started with 82 and 81.18 test positive, then 0.82 test negative. Same idea. You would expect to test negative if you're not pregnant. So my 99% accuracy rate comes in the negative spot. I subtract to get 0.38 here. Now I simply add vertically to get my totals. And you should always double check that those two, now those black numbers there, add up to get your 120, because if they don't, you made a mistake somewhere. Okay, so let's look at this problem. If a woman received a positive test, so we only care about the positive test, what's the probability she was pregnant? So the total positive test is 81.56. Her being pregnant, 81.18. So that's 0.995. So there's a 99.5% chance that if you test positive, you are actually pregnant. Ooh, that'd be a scary day for me. All right, let's catch some cheaters. Professor Ivy determined that 2% of students cheat on tests. The Assessment Center has purchased a computer program which claims it can detect cheaters with 95% accuracy. Computer program will give a positive result if it detects cheating and a negative result if it doesn't. The Assessment Center uses 1,000 students. So we have 1,000 students, and remember, 2% are big fat cheater faces. So 1,000 times 2% tells me that 20 of them are going to be cheaters. So if I have 1,000 total and 20 of them are big fat cheater faces, then 980 are honest souls. All right, we always start with our total column. Okay, now, if you cheat, it's going to test positive, right? It's going to show positive, so that's here. So 95% of 20 students are going to test positive. That's 19. Well, that's easy math. 20 minus 19 gives me 1 that's going to show negative. Same idea. If you don't cheat, it should show up negative. So 95% of 980 gives me 931. So if I had 980 total and 931 tested negative, then the rest are going to test positive. Let's add vertically, and there's our table. So now let's answer some questions. The computer program says you cheated. If it says you cheated, we're talking about testing positive. So explain to Professor Ivy what the chances are that you've been wrongfully accused. Well, not a cheater but tested positive would be 49 over 68, which is 0.72. So there's a 72% chance that you're wrong. You didn't cheat, but they said you did. This is called a false positive because you tested positive, but it was wrong. The director doesn't want to purchase it because he thinks 5% of students will get away with cheating. Remember, because of the 95% accuracy? So explain to him what the probability is that the student who gets a negative test result actually got away with cheating. So that's talking about this, the cheater who gets away with it. So we're talking about 1 out of 932, which is 0.001 or 0.1% chance of having a false negative. So it's a really small chance that if you cheat, you're going to get away with it with this system.